They're both the type of players that can beat out anyone. There's going to be a recall. One huge recall in the Natural Expo. No mines. I was expecting some melting action going on, but no mines. Huge amount of Dragoons and some Zealots in there. They're going to pick off as much as humanly possible. Nice recall. There's going to be an EMP coming off. At the very least, Dragoons and Zealots trying to pick off as much as possible, forcing those tanks back from their forward position. Not going to be able to pick off any bases or anything, but at the very least doing as much damage as possible. It doesn't feel like they're picking off as many CVs as I think they should be. But at the very least, clearing up the position. Light apparently being a slight threat here towards the new 3 o'clock base here. Arbor and stuff flying in here. All the probes going to go down. And Zealots and Dragoons being delayed by a lot of mines. So Cal, despite having 4 bases going, still looks like he's a little bit troubled. Light also has his 4th base, the inside 9. Was delayed, but I believe it's a true and honest base at this point. And Cal, meanwhile, has not been allowed to pick up the lower left end. Recall didn't really look all that effective, honestly. It looked like he just was blind firing everything. It did seem like he picked off a lot of SCVs, because I did hear a lot. Yeah, it did seem like he picked off a lot of SCVs, but just lost a lot of his own forces for no real reason at the same time. Yeah, I was trying to say how these players are like. Yeah, they both are players that can beat pretty much anyone on any given day. On a good day, they can beat anyone. Cal can beat Jaedong on Flash. Light can beat Jaedong on Flash. They can beat any player. But they're not true aces. They're not like Jaedong, Flash. They're not players like that you can always count on in the clutch. They're what you got, so you have to trust them. But unfortunately, they won't always come through because there are players out there that are better than them. Weapons 2 upgrades up now for Cal. Weapons 1 and just now as I say that, Armor 2 and Weapons 2 hit. So Cal's going to find himself with a heavily upgraded Terran army now knocking on his door. That inside 6 o'clock position probably going to get picked off unless Cal does something miraculous at this very moment. Meanwhile, now finally picking up the lower left end yet again. Meanwhile, Siege Tank just going to start shelling that. And Vulture's going to run in close as well as soon as the Siege Tank starts shelling, takes the cannon out of the picture. Unpowered cannons at this point, but Siege Tank Siege is going to slowly kill that to pieces. Cal, meanwhile, still, let's see, only I think his right side bases are the ones that are mining that 3, 4 o'clock, those 3, 4 o'clock bases. He is picking up the lower left hand and the upper right hand. So he's trying to take both double gases just to make sure that at least he gets one of them. Trying to go for another recall. EMPs go off, not in time. But only Dragoon's second EMP goes off, hits everything, even the defensive matrix, and these Dragoons just going to melt without doing a single damn thing. Kind of a wasted and unnecessary recall there. I honestly feel Cal, instead of trying to go for these recalls, should instead focus on trying to keep his bases. I understand him trying to force those forces back, but Light is just has way too many forces going to really make recalls all that effective at this point. I think instead Cal should try maybe to go for a push. Has a bunch of high Templar now. That's going to be very important. He has a shuttle in there, which if he loses, he's going to be totally screwed. But yeah, he needs to just go and utilize stasis and go in and just make a massive dent in the Terran army. That's that one mine there, just edging to kill a Protoss. Edging! Begging to kill a Protoss, but not quite managing to. So, let's see. Only Dragoons, an Arbiter, and High Templar. Not a big help. You need some Zealots at the front as well. So, Cal just trying to survive in this game, trying to get some bases going, and Light now seems like he's going to push at the upper right position, and Cal has to meet him there. He has a bridge to fight off of if he sets up a nice position, but I just don't know exactly what he's going to manage to go for. There are EMPs against him. His Arbiters could be completely useless. Observers get picked off due to those sciences being in position. Tanks just now crossing the bridge as Light tries to pick off the 12 o'clock position. Some tanks siege up. Those Arbiters in position aren't going to help. Sciences comes off right now. Gets an EMP on one of the Arbiters. Second Arbiter still has something. Gets a stay still off the frontal forces. Going to blockade. Gets another storm off. I think there was another EMP in there. But the reason it acts like a slight blockade across the bridge, which is going to close the position off a little bit. So Light can't really cross to it with its very small funnel he would be crossing into. But Cal doesn't really have much in the way of forces there. Some here at the south side, some of the north side didn't see a shuttle anywhere, but I assume it's somewhere with all those high Templar waiting inside. Finally getting some Zealot count going, and he needs to get those forces actually backing off a little bit at that position now. Light, meanwhile, going to pick up the lower left position for himself, wondering if the Cal's actually going to go and try to deny that. Utilizing Storms to pick off some of his tanks. You don't want to utilize... Oh, come on. A Storm to pick off one tank, dude. Keep a Dragoon there or something. God. Unfortunately for Cal, despite his nice attack at the natural and a recall that almost did something, it does seem like he's losing his grip on the game a little bit. He's not quite, doesn't quite seem like he's in a very good position at the moment. Tries to set up some more defensive forces, but this upper right-hand base is getting picked at, and it does look like he's a lot of trouble. He doesn't pick up the gases there either, and his arbiters just haven't been helping him the way he would want to. MP goes off on that. Meanwhile, he's going here to clear up the lower inside 6. Has some High Templar at the back. Does get some nice storms off the glides. Double storms there. More storms, but not hitting the tanks like you want to. High Templar being picked off before they can get inside the shuttle. And an Archon forced to morph in an Archon to a huge amount of tanks here for Light. He's just definitely taking complete control of this game. And I thought that Cal and Snow would move out of this group, but it seems like finally the first group to prove me wrong this time around. I was right with Group A and Group B, but I can't be right all the time. I was already kind of happy. 2-group streak. Shuttle being picked off before. Okay, that was kind of suicidal. Don't know what was the matter with that. But Nexus now goes down, and Cal really has only 2 mining bases right now. Light picking up his double gas, the lower left hand. Has that 12 o'clock going. He's lost already 3 of his mining bases, not mining at 3 bases at all. So if Cal can prevent some mining happening at one of his most important more important bases, this one managed to get 1 storm off at a tank before the High Templar dies. But Light has forces at all times, has reinforcements everywhere. Once stasis goes off, that doesn't really do much because there are no forces to utilize that boon of a stasis. So Light definitely seems to have a firm grip on this match. Another nice stasis, though, just before the MP hits the Arbiter. Finally, these Dragoons and Zealots coming in from 2 sides from Cal, so he might actually clear up this little force here, coming in close enough so that the tanks don't really do much. But still, it doesn't look like Cal. He just does not have the army, does not have the huge group, while Light seems to have forces everywhere. Cal not going to be forced to try to pick off the upper right-hand base again, and he needs to do some damage economically as well. He needs to win battles, because right now doing economic damage is not enough, because his own economy is not strong enough. Doing economic damage will only act as a light delaying tactic. Lose an Arbiter there. Has a High Templar that went down. Has Dragoons coming in. Okay, sure, it still has up. Now it went down. There you go. Now it went down. Not going to do much. Almost losing another Arbiter to turrets. Light, meanwhile, always has forces go in there and do some amount of damage. Few Zealots going to catch a bunch of tanks out in the open. Yeah, they're going to unsiege, though, and make sure that's not a problem. At the very least, Light managed to do a significant amount of damage there at that 12 o'clock position. Also kind of harassing those tanks with Zealots. But Cal only has really one fully well base with enough decent amount of minerals here at this 3 o'clock base, and it's not really a full expo either. No gas and fewer mineral patches, so not really a great position for Cal to be in at the moment. I think his 3rd is almost dead by this point. Very close. He has 1 mining base with only minerals in it. No, his gas guiders should be depleted at this point. Doesn't have much in the way of troops at all. And the Light managing to do a great job throughout this entire game to control the match. He also has full upgrades, so his Terran army really ripped through everything that the protoss have. Even doing some distance mining there, so it kind of shows the desperation that Cal is in. The Light, meanwhile, at the lower left end, has the double gas going. Not quite sure if he had both those refineries up yet, but he has that base going. There's a lot of resources to mine from there. Still has some of his inside 9 mining. Should have already resaturated the 12 o'clock position, or at the very least working on it. And as the game goes on, it just seems like it's slowly but surely slipping from Cal's grasp. Not even working on any upgrades. Ouch. Mine, they're pretty bad. Another EMP on the Arbiter. That's a big blow. This seems like this is one of the last engagements of the match. Definitely looks like probably the last engagement of the match right here. Finally, GG from Cal. Light just controlling that game from the middle onwards. Nice vulture play. Nice economic play. And just knowing where to be at the right time, at the right place at the right time, has allowed him to win that game, definitely. So go and sign that picture, T-shirt, something, whatever, tablecloth. I'm pretty sure it's a T-shirt. But yeah, so nice win there from Light. I want that T-shirt, man. Nice win there. And Cal get to go to the final match, where he will meet either Snow or MVP. Please let it be Snow. Please let it be Snow. Please let it be Snow. GG, guys. Wrenching out the assisting. Hope you enjoyed. Go Godzilla! Dream live on!